Hello everyone, thanks for watching the video. What makes a rooftop tent great? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I believe that this is a great rooftop tent. I call it the guest house because now, traveling with Eddie, I've expanded my sleeping capacity from 2 to 4 very comfortably and most importantly, very quickly. So if you're new to my channel, I've been building a DIY travel trailer for the past 3 years. It's almost completed. I take it on a lot of trips. It's been to the Rocky Mountains, it's been to Utah, it's been all over Ontario and Michigan. I spend most of my adventures fishing and hunting out of it. As my 2 boys have gotten older, I've been taking them along on my adventures as well as my nephew and my future son-in-law. So space has become a bit of an issue. I have a lot of tents and I usually use a big canvas tent for my boys for extra capacity for sleeping, especially in the wintertime with the wood stove in there. But I came across this rooftop tent at Princess Auto and I thought it was perfect for what I wanted. Why it's perfect for me is because I need to use my truck during the day. So if I go on an adventure and I unhitch Eddie and we set up camp and I use my truck to go somewhere, when it comes time to get back to camp, and when it's hunting, it's usually in the dark, I want it to be able to pop up quickly and my boys to be able to hop in there and get to sleep without a whole lot of fuss. And this tent is perfect for that. So in my opinion, the #1 factor of what makes a rooftop tent great is ease of use. So I'm going to set the timer and show you how quickly it sets up. I'll hit start. And the nice thing is, the way this tent is made, I have my sleeping bag, air mattress, pillow, everything ready to go, already set up inside. I don't have to drag it into the tent. So I literally could pop it up in a minute, hop in, and be sleeping for the night. So you can enter the tent from both sides and you can actually enter it through the window, which is what I do off the tonneau cover, but we'll get into that in a minute. So right now, I'll show you how I set these up. They're simple enough. They come with a carrying case that's the same fabric as the tent. It's a very durable, ripstop sort of material. So the tent also comes with a telescoping ladder that would probably be long enough for 99% of the people who buy this tent. Because I have an F250 with a tremor package, it's just a little too short, so it's not a problem for me because I have a telescoping ladder that I use for Eddie. So this is a secondary ladder, which is very helpful to have around, but it does come with a ladder. So most likely you will have no problem using this ladder. For me, it's just a little too short. So when the tent is deployed, you have this overlapping flap here that just has to come down. And what it does is prevent rain from getting in here. So that just flops down like that. And that's where the pole for the awning will go into, that little hole there in that aluminum bracket. And these are adjustable, like that, put it down to there. Now most people who get this tent will be entering it from the sides, which is how it's designed. The doorways are really comfortable. They have a roll-up screen and the roll-up fabric that protects you from rain and the elements. But what makes this tent great for me is that the windows are big enough where I can enter and exit through the windows. And with my Diamondback tonneau cover, it makes for a patio and really easy entrance where I don't even need to use the ladder. So when you first deploy the tent, these straps are on each end of it, and these help you pull it down when it's time to close it. But because I enter through the window off my tonneau cover, what I do is I just rest it over top of here just to get out of the way. It's not really a big deal if it falls down, but usually throwing it up there, if it's not windy, it just stays up there. So the window has a screen that easily comes undone. And then the protective fabric. This is a really nice durable fabric too. That is right here. So you can flop that down or inside the tent, whatever you want to do. Roll it up. Kind of put it underneath my sleeping bag. And as I mentioned earlier, this tent has a ton of room in here. So my pillow, a full-size pillow, sleeping bag, and an air mattress was in here when I deployed it. And the second reason of what makes a tent great is price. I think most people agree that you don't want to spend a fortune on a rooftop tent because if you're into this sort of thing, you know you need more gear and everything costs a lot of money. And it's only a good value if it's good quality. And for $19.99, this tent is very solid, very durable. And since I've been using it, I can't see any flaws or anything that I really would change. So if number 2 for what makes the rooftop tent great is price, then number 3 has got to be quality, because it's only a good value if the quality is there. And this tent is built very solid. Plastic shell is very durable, molded, one piece, can't see any issues with that. Folds down over top the bottom plastic shell, and it makes for a very nice tight seal, so when you're on the trail, you're not going to get a lot of dust residue kind of making its way into the inside the tent. So the struts inside that actually pop up the tent are attached to a metal frame that is very solid, welded tubing, and I can't see that being an issue. The struts work great, and if they ever act up in the future, they're easily replaceable. So just to give you some specs on the quality of the tent, I usually read these off the top of my head, and I always get them wrong in videos, so I'm actually going to read them off of the website at Princess Auto. So just to give you an idea, the ABS plastic shell construction is what the shell is made of. The rain fly is 420 denier Oxford polyurethane. The actual canvas tent is made of 600 denier Oxford and with a 280 thread count for the canvas tent. So that's your actual tent fabric. Comes with a 2.3 meter extendable aluminum ladder and 5 centimeter high density mattress. The mattress on any rooftop tent seems to be its weak point. This mattress, lying on it without anything under it, is comfortable, but I'm a side sleeper, so I expected that it wouldn't be great. But for me, what I do is I have air mattresses. If you're an outdoors person, you're a camper, chances are you got one anyways. So I have my backpacking air mattress that I put in there, and I've inflated it halfway, and then I put the rooftop tent air mattress, or I put the rooftop tent mattress over top of the air mattress, and I've been sleeping on that way, and it is perfect. And the beauty of this tent, I can't tell you how important this is that you can leave all your gear in there. It doesn't have latches, so it doesn't have to close to a certain point. It's flexible, so if you got a lot of gear in there, because of those straps, you don't have to pull it all the way down. It just has to, the ABS shells just have to kind of overlap a little bit, and you're allowed to put a ton of gear in there. So in wintertime, my heavy sleeping bags that I have from Cabela's, they're minus 29 Fahrenheit, I could even leave those in there and sleep in there. So for me, really, really important. So the quality of all the materials so far that I've been using it for is great. What makes a rooftop tent great, number 4, is comfort, in my opinion. So I am 6'2", and I need to be able to spread out inside the tent and feel comfortable. So this tent is almost 7 feet long, and I have a ton of room to stretch out inside there. So the tent is a 2-person tent, and if you really like somebody, my wife and I could sleep in here very easily. But with a couple of big dudes, it might be a little tight, but for one person, it is a penthouse. Absolutely fantastic. Not that you're gonna really do any stealth camping in this, but what I like about this is I can go to a river access and I can just pop it up and just really take up one parking space, which to me is like perfect, kind of just what I want, just a place to crash, really not attracting a lot of tension to what you're doing. Like some people will put this tent on top of a tonneau cover or on the back of their truck. I like it on the roof because it gives me that peace of mind that no one is just walking up and they're not kind of eye level with me sleeping. So you definitely need a ladder to get up here. Like I can't peer into this. I'm 6'2", and from the ground I'd have to step on my side steps of my truck to actually see into the camper. And what I like about this one, and this is a personal preference, is that it is the same height no matter where you get into it. Whereas the clamshell ones that open up on a hinge, when you crawl in, your head is toward the hinge spot, so you don't have a lot of room. So it has a lot of room at the opening, and that room decreases dramatically as you get to the hinge part of the clamshell pop-up tent. Whereas this one, you have the same room everywhere. So I think you're getting more bang for your buck with this type of pop-up camper, because if you got two people in there, you both have the same amount of room, and it's really comfortable. I'm very happy with it. So when you deploy the tent, these things are just hanging down here for your cell phones and snacks and water bottles. So you have one on this side, and you have another one on the other side. So on one side of the tent, these little straps here, because it does come with a bag that kind of hangs down, that you can put your shoes in before you climb up into the tent. Again, it's not something I've utilized because I've been going in through the tonneau cover entrance where the window is, but one little feature here, so you don't see them when this is down, but you can reach in there and you can, just hang little things from there. I should note that it also comes with a little rechargeable LED lantern. Not sure if you can see it above us here, but there's a cargo net above. Cargo net looks like it's about, I don't know, looks like it's about 4 feet square, and it's kind of a screen type of mesh, but strong enough where you could hold light, like puffy coats and sweaters and that sort of thing. Nothing too heavy, but bulky light items. Seems like you could hang quite a bit of stuff up there. And the last thing for what makes a rooftop tent great is weight. And this is probably number 5 for a reason in this situation, because this rooftop tent weighs just over 200 pounds, which isn't exactly very light. But for me, with my F250, it's really not an issue. The Thule bars on there can handle it. I've had no problem with that at all. Some people might need the lighter rooftop tents because of the vehicle situation or actually what you're driving on. If you're seriously off-roading, weight is an issue on the roof of your vehicle. I get that. Most of my adventures are gravel, forest roads, remote roads, but not a lot of rock climbing where I'm too worried about that, and my truck can handle anything. It's a tank, right? But I do like that it's really durable, and maybe that comes with the weight, but with the durability and the kind of heft factor to it, I can actually put my canoes on there and actually rest my canoes and strap them up on there and stuff like that. My canoes are very lightweight, but it's a nice thing to be able to know that it's strong enough where I can use it as an attachment point for certain things. So now we'll take down the tent and I'll show you how quickly it packs away. First, you want to take down the awnings. So when it comes time to pack up, just take this flat, pull it up. So when it's time to pack up, I do the front section first. Use these, pull these down, tuck this in as you go. Thing is, you got to make sure you tuck this in. Really is. So then you have your strap here that I've told you about. I don't tighten it all the way. I just feed it through a little bit in case some of the fabric doesn't always get stuffed in there. So I've done this side. Now I just got to hop on the tonneau cover and close the other side. So take the strap, tuck it in. Having the tonneau cover to be able to stand on is kind of very helpful. I know it's a unique situation to my setup, but it is very nice to have. Just make sure the fabric's tucked in on both sides. Tuck it in here. And that is all there is to it. I'm going to show you how the straps go on, but I want to take this minute just to show you how much flexibility you have with how much gear you can have inside of it, because there's a rubber seal here, this rubber gasket that rubs against the bottom hard ABS plastic base, and then you have this cover. So even if it's up this high, it's still sealed with the straps on. So a lot of flexibility. You can carry a lot of gear in here. makes it so much easier than just opening up your tent and having to set up your sleeping bag, set up your bedroll, and bring all your gear inside of it. Now that the shell is put down, it's just a matter of putting the straps on. That's it. So that's going to wrap up the video. This is my guest house. It's something that I will be using on my own adventures when I don't take Eddie along with me, especially in the summertime when I just want to get away and do some fishing. I can just hop in my truck and go and not have to worry about hooking up the whole trailer. So fear not if you've been following my channel because of my trailer adventures. Eddie will be going on adventures primarily with me, but now I will be using the truck once in a while, and the rooftop tent will always be with me for guests that want to come along on the adventures. So if you're one of my buddies who are watching this thinking, does that mean that I don't get to sleep in the trailer anymore? Chances are yes, I'll be inviting you to sleep in the rooftop tent while I spread out in Eddie with all my gear and have a little more room and comfort. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.